Hi guys, welcome back to You Seem Normal. So today we are talking about our relationship with rest and also productivity. It's gonna be a good one, so buckle up. We have some really messed up beliefs when it comes to productivity and rest and relaxation. So it is truly in our day-to-day language that we display this. So what'd you do today? So what'd you get done today? So what are you gonna get done today? So what are you doing this week? Oh God, I just gotta stop wasting time. Oh, I just wasted so much time. I literally did nothing on Saturday. Oh, I can't. I got nothing done today. Do any of those sound familiar? Because I pulled them out of my brain as things that sound familiar to me. So we are, I think, literally obsessed with efficient use of time at work and otherwise, optimizing ourselves, advancing, things like that. It's not often you hear people talk about wanting to remain average. When they do, I'm actually very drawn to that. I think that's very interesting. But anyway, so we're always getting better and better. We're taking up more space. We're doing more opportunities. We're doing more things in a day. We're adding more things to our schedule. We're checking off more things, more. We're resting so that we can be more productive. Doesn't that sound like a machine? That's capitalism, baby. Anyway, it's in our beliefs. We must be productive. We must be as productive as possible. We need rest so we can be more productive. We need to earn our rest. We can't rest until we work a certain amount. It's time to shift our beliefs, and it's a perfect season to do it. So I hope this just brings up this topic in your mind so you can start thinking about these things. While I have a lot of strategies, I have 7. It's not exactly a solution, but it's ways to cope with this way of thinking that's so pervasive in our lives, I think. At least it is in mine. So some strategies include, remember, maintenance. Whoops, your value is already set. What if you just didn't? Which might sound familiar. Impact, not busyness. Being in nature is often the opposite of toxic productivity. And laziness does not exist. It's a warning sign. First things first. We consistently fail to remember the amount of energy it takes to maintain where we were exactly the day before or the week before. Because a lot of work goes into keeping up the daily habits and the daily things we're doing each day, even when it's boring and unglamorous and super repetitive and kind of gross and you don't want to do it. We truly forget that part. So while you're thinking you can get better and better every day, also remember the amount of energy it takes to stay exactly where you are. And you also don't need to do either one of those things, get better or stay exactly where you are, because we're ever evolving beings, right? All right, next thing, whoops, your value is already set. Sorry if you think that doing more on your to-do list means you're more valuable of a person or you're more worthy, because it doesn't, because your worth is already set. You're worthy. I'm sorry to say that. It just is what it is. You can't get more or less. It just is. So truly, whoops, you forgot your value is set. It doesn't fluctuate based on what you do. And I talked about this in my last video as well, because I'm just working to really believe that in myself and remember that. So what if you just didn't? So you might remember this from a pretty recent video, within the last couple months. So I will link that down below if this topic interests you. But truly, there are so many tabs a lot of us have open in our brains that we're we should do this, we should do this, we should do this, we should do this. Or I really got to get to this, I got to get to this. Before I close that brain tab, I got to do this part of it. What if you just closed all the tabs? You just started closing them, indiscriminately, just whatever, just close whatever ones. Okay, 90% of the time, nothing bad is going to happen. Nothing period is going to happen. Because you just didn't need to do those things. So it's called, what if you just didn't? So quit doing things. Just take them off your list. It makes you feel lighter and more relaxed and there's less required of you. Okay, impact, not busyness. So when I worked in PR in a certain industry, it was super stressful and there was always so much on my plate. And one time I put something on my plate because I knew it was just going to keep me busy, but it wasn't going to take too long, right? I took it, I scooped it up, and I discovered impact, because what I did had a huge impact. Everyone was oh my God, this is so helpful, blah, blah, blah. And I was what? I put no effort into it. Anyone could have done this, but people didn't. I did. So I got the credit for doing an impactful thing. So it really got me thinking about impact over busyness. being in nature is often the opposite of toxic productivity. So when I go out in nature, I feel certain stillness, which, if you think about it, is not the case. Everything in nature is moving and like doing things. It's actually wild. But that's the comparison I'm drawing between you resting, doing nothing, and actually a ton of things happening inside you when you're resting. Like you're resetting, your body's recuperating, your mind is at peace and it's getting reset for next things that might get it all jumbled up. Like a lot of things are happening when you're resting. You have to remember that. It's just like nature. You think it's still out there and calm and peaceful, but things are just wreaking havoc left and right. Like the atoms are just, they're quaking. Okay, last thing is laziness does not exist. It's a warning sign. So I'm reading this book, Laziness Does Not Exist by Devin Price. And this is to prove that I'm reading it. The author says apathy, low motivation, an inability to focus, a desire to waste time doing nothing. These are all valuable warning signs. So instead of thinking of these as like you're really sucking lately because you've been having some low motivation, actually, it likely is a warning sign that you need to step back from being productive because it's making you burnt out. So I hope this video just got you started on thinking about how we orient ourselves around productivity and rest and relaxation, because I think our orientation for some of us is off. Like it could just be better. Not to say that everything needs to be better because that's toxic productivity, but it could be healthier. Yes, let's go with that. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you in my next video. All right, cool. Bye.